Imagine it. Not just a fleeting thought, but really picture yourself in this moment. You wake up one morning and decide not to speak for 7 days. No words, no whispers, not even a single syllable escapes your lips. No greetings, no goodbyes, no casual chatter. The world around you continues its usual rhythm, but you're moving through it in silence. What seems simple quickly becomes a radical shift. The absence of your voice is more noticeable than you ever imagined. The first hours are the strangest. You reach for words that aren't there, feeling the absence like a phantom limb. You catch yourself about to speak, only to remember your vow of silence. Your body, so used to the rhythm of speech, feels off balance. It's as if you're learning to walk in a world where the ground keeps shifting beneath your feet. It's a jolt, a reminder of how deeply language is woven into us. Every conversation you don't have, every word you hold back, is a small act of rebellion against habit. Your brain, a universe of neurons, suddenly has less to do in regions like Broca's area. The circuits that usually light up with speech are quieter now, waiting for a cue that never comes. The silence isn't empty. It's filled with the hum of your internal machinery adjusting. You start to notice the subtle sounds inside you, the beat of your heart, the rhythm of your breath, the quiet workings of your mind. You become aware of the urge to speak, the tension in your jaw, the readiness of your tongue, now held in check. It's a physical sensation, a kind of energy that has nowhere to go. Your throat and vocal cords relax, your breathing deepens. With each silent hour, your body begins to settle into a new rhythm, one that feels both unfamiliar and strangely peaceful. This isn't just about not talking, it's about changing a fundamental physiological process. You're rewiring habits that have been with you since childhood. We are creatures of sound, using our voices to connect and navigate. Our words are bridges to others, tools for understanding and being understood. Taking that away forces your whole system to find a new equilibrium. You begin to adapt, searching for new ways to express, to connect, to simply be. A week without talking is more than a vacation for your vocal cords. It's a scientific experiment with you as the subject. You become both the observer and the observed, tracking subtle changes in your mind and body. The hypothesis? By silencing the outward noise, you might hear something deeper. Perhaps you'll discover thoughts and feelings that words usually drown out. You're about to explore the uncharted territory of your own inner cosmos. In this silence, you may find a universe within, waiting to be discovered. Once the awkwardness of silence fades, a subtle transformation begins within you. The initial discomfort gives way to a gentle calm, and you start to notice the world in a new way. Your brain, no longer preoccupied with the constant chatter of conversation, reallocates its resources to other, often overlooked faculties. The cognitive power once spent on speech is now free to explore the full spectrum of your senses, opening doors to experiences you may have forgotten. It's like turning down a loud radio. Suddenly you hear the world's intricate sounds, the subtle symphony that's always been there, waiting for your attention. The hum of the fridge, the distant song of birds, the gentle rustling of leaves. These become vivid, almost musical, as if the world is performing just for you. Your hearing sharpens, but so do your other senses. Food tastes richer, textures feel more pronounced, and even the aroma of a simple meal can seem extraordinary. Your sense of sight sharpens, colors appear brighter, and the world seems to glow with new intensity. You notice details you'd missed before, the veins on a leaf, the texture of a stone, the way sunlight dances on water. The world becomes visually and sensorially richer, as if a veil has been lifted and you're seeing everything for the first time. Neuroscience backs this up. Our brains filter sensory info, usually prioritizing language. But when speech is set aside, other senses surge forward, eager to fill the space. Remove speech, and the brain elevates other inputs, amplifying the signals from your environment and your own body. You recalibrate your sensory instruments like an astronomer adjusting a telescope, bringing distant galaxies into focus that were once hidden in the background noise. With patience, the universe comes into focus, revealing its wonders one detail at a time. A week of silence is a neurological adjustment, letting the raw data of the world flow in, unfiltered and pure, as if you're tuning into a frequency you never knew existed. The cosmos speaks to you, not in words, but in sensation. In this quiet, you rediscover the language of the world, written in sound, color, taste, and touch. How do you connect with others without words? You become fluent in nonverbal communication. Every gesture, every facial expression, every posture shift becomes significant. You listen with your eyes, speak with your hands, and sense the emotional currents beneath the surface. A touch on the shoulder or a shared smile can say more than words. You become skilled at reading micro-expressions and body language. It's a deeper, more intuitive connection. Creativity flourishes. Ordering coffee becomes a game of gestures, sharing stories a silent performance. This necessity pushes your brain to think in new, imaginative ways. It mirrors how our ancestors communicated before language. By silencing your modern voice, you tap into a primal mode of connection. You learn that true connection is about presence and authentic emotion, not just words. Silence isn't always peaceful at first. It can trigger anxiety and frustration. Without words, emotions get bottled up, creating internal pressure. You might feel isolated or misunderstood. This phase tests your emotional resilience and reveals how much we use language to manage feelings. Forced to sit with your emotions, you observe them rather than verbalize them away. Over time, the internal storm gives way to calm. The mental effort of conversation disappears, freeing up energy. You find a deep sense of peace and grounding. The journey from anxiety to tranquility teaches self-regulation. You discover a quiet strength and learn to comfort yourself. Silence becomes a sanctuary, revealing a calm beneath the surface. When you stop talking to others, you start hearing yourself. Your inner monologue, thoughts, worries, plans, takes center stage. Without external conversation, you can't ignore your own mental chatter. At first, it's overwhelming. You notice your mental habits and repetitive loops. This awareness is like turning on a light in a cluttered room. You see your self-criticism, worries, and mental replays clearly. It's uncomfortable but valuable, a raw look at your mind's architecture. As you observe without speaking, your thoughts begin to change. Surface chatter quiets, replaced by deeper, more coherent thinking. Problems resolve, insights emerge, and your mind declutters. You learn to distinguish signal from noise. Your mind becomes a well-organized library, not a noisy marketplace. Beneath the chaos, a quieter, wiser self waits to be heard. What's happening in your brain during silence? It's not resting, it's rewiring. The neural pathways for speech quiet down, while others strengthen. Studies on meditators show changes in the default mode network, the source of much inner monologue. Silence and meditation decrease DMN activity, reducing anxiety and self-centered thinking. You become more present and connected. The hippocampus, key for memory, grows denser. You encode richer memories. Connections between the amygdala and prefrontal cortex improve, making you less reactive to stress. This neurological reorganization underpins your psychological changes. Your heightened awareness and emotional calm are rooted in these brain shifts. A week of silence is an active process of reshaping your mind. Silent retreats aren't new. People have sought wisdom in silence for millennia. Monks practice noble silence to quiet the mind and reach deeper insight. Their experience. Silence is a tool for self-discovery and spiritual growth. Modern stories echo this. A journalist at a 10-day silent retreat faced mental chaos, then found peace. He returned with a new tool, the ability to find calm amid chaos. Science supports these stories. Retreats reduce stress hormones and increase mindfulness. The benefits are measurable, not just subjective. Silence helps reset the nervous system and improve mental health. The arc is predictable. Discomfort, struggle, then breakthrough to clarity. With the right conditions, silence unlocks our potential for awareness and tranquility. Paradoxically, losing your voice can spark creativity. With language blocked, your mind forges new paths. Silence creates a mental incubation period. Ideas float and evolve. Many great thinkers found breakthroughs in solitude and quiet. Silence allows for associative, not just linear thinking. You make connections, find solutions, and feel creative urges. Without judgment, you're free to experiment and play with ideas. The brain fills the vacuum with its own creations. A week of silence tills the soil of your mind, clearing distractions. New insights and creative expressions take root and grow. After 7 days, the experiment comes to a close. The silence you've carried is about to be broken, and you feel a mix of anticipation and uncertainty. The first word you speak feels almost magical, as if you're hearing your own voice for the very first time. It's both familiar and strangely new, a reminder of how much you've changed. Stepping back into conversation is unexpectedly jarring. The world's noise rushes in, louder and more chaotic than you remember. Every sound, every voice feels amplified, and you find yourself needing a moment to adjust. You notice you have less patience for idle chatter and small talk. Instead, you crave deeper, more meaningful connections, and you listen more intently to the people around you. The world itself hasn't changed, but your relationship to it has shifted. Everyday sights and sounds feel richer, more vivid, as if you're experiencing them with fresh eyes. You return from silence with unexpected gifts, a heightened awareness of your surroundings, and a deeper connection to your own thoughts and feelings. Now you notice the smallest details, the gentle rustle of leaves, the subtle shift in someone's expression, the quiet song of birds you once ignored. You've met your inner monologue, discovered a quiet center within yourself, and learned to be comfortable in your own company. When you do speak, you choose your words more carefully, understanding the power and weight that language carries. Silence is no longer just an absence of sound, but a different, deeper form of communication, one that can say more than words ever could. You become a better listener, more present in every conversation, and comfortable with the natural pauses that once felt awkward. You realize that true connection often happens in the quiet moments shared with others, when words are unnecessary. A week without talking becomes a journey into your own universe, a chance to explore the depths of your mind and heart. By silencing one part of your experience, you amplify all the others. Your senses sharpen, your thoughts clarify, and your emotions deepen. Sometimes all you truly need is a little silence and the courage to listen to what it reveals.